Hi, it's Bernadette Jansen, and this video demonstrates how to add value by turning buyer objections into opportunities. What I want to do is drill down into the detail using our project as an example so that the process is really clear. Now, this property had all the attributes we needed to meet our market. It was in a great location, in a lovely tree-lined street, and only 10 minutes walk from the station. Had 6 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a double carport, double brick construction with suspended concrete floor slab, very established gardens, a swimming pool and pool house and all the bits that go with it. It had all the elements of a perfect family home. But when you looked at it as a buyer of a family home, there were so many off-putting issues that it just was not attractive, and as a result we were able to purchase the property at land value. As you can see, it was the ugliest property in the suburb. I could see that it had potential to be turned into contemporary design, but I needed to know if that tile detail, called a faux mansard roof, could be removed. I brought in the builder and he confirmed that it could be removed, and he costed it for me. We then needed to get the new facade designed by the architect, which basically involved adding the portico, adding the shadow line detail just under the roof line to give the facade some depth, and rework the carport facade to convert it to a garage. This slide shows the brick box that was hidden under that facade. There was some making good to get the walls plumb and straight, and while we retained the roof, a large flashing was added to the edge to tidy it up. The cosmetic measures we used were cleaning up the windows and having them spray painted, adding plantation shutters to further enhance them and lighten the look. The white shutters lifted the colouring, rendered and painted the exterior, adding lighting, including uplights to highlight the shadow line detail. The recesses in the portico and the garage were a late addition as we felt it looked too plain. So we went back to the architect and asked him to do something about that, which he did. We also cleaned up the garden and the sandstone paving as well, and the brick paving. These were all pretty simple measures, but the effect was transforming. Second issue to address was the low level of internal light in the home. It was really dark and dingy, and as you can see, we're needing to use internal lights in broad daylight. But fortunately, removing the facade killed 2 birds with 1 stone. The dark tiles were absorbing the light and the structure was shading the windows. Removing it allowed the light to stream in, and the light colour scheme further enhanced it. This colour scheme is Dulux ghosting, half strength on the walls, quarter strength on the ceilings, and Dulux natural white skirtings, architraves and plantation shutters. Objection number 3 was the outdated floor plan. It was a typical 60s floor plan, and we made minor changes downstairs to improve the flow, but the biggest opportunity was upstairs. The stairwell was and looked very narrow. The upstairs hallway was only 900 millimetres wide and felt claustrophobic. We were able to take out the wall to the tiny 6th bedroom in the middle of the hall and create a flexible media-cum living room, and in doing so completely changed the look and feel of the area. It now looked big, which worked in well with the 4 oversized bedrooms upstairs. We also clad the stairwell with gyprock and painted it and changed the balustrade to glass, which enhanced and improved the floor plan as well. Number 4 was another biggie. The main living room was 11 metres long, but in most parts it was only 2.5 metres wide because of the 2 huge brick columns that encroached on the room. As these columns housed the support for the whole upper floor, we needed to have the structure re-engineered in steel so that it could be hidden in the perimeter walls. This enabled the removal of the columns that you can see here, leaving us with a huge room that was 11 metres by 3.8 metres, which we divided into 2 with glass sliding doors for more flexibility. This is the rear portion of the room, which we turned into a casual living area. And you can see that's got timber floorboards and it overlooks the pool, and it's quite a nice area. And it was divided with sliding glass doors so that if the family had a function, they could open it up and use it as one room. Otherwise, it was separate. This was the front living room, which was the lounge room, which we carpeted to make it more cosy and intimate. Number 5 was an external issue. People commented that the block was small when in fact it was over 800 square metres. The problem was that it was overgrown. There was a large 4 by 2 metre camellia hedge, cutting the rear yard in half, and all you could see was a dirty green pool. The solution was to remove the hedge and prune the perimeter hedges, add transparent pool fences, black and glass, remove the brick planters that obstructed the view, and replace it with a low kitchen garden. We were also able to turf the remaining reclaimed garden to give a lovely family-friendly area. The sixth issue to address was the lack of heating and cooling. The concrete floor slabs prevented us from installing a ducted system, but we were able to install multi-head split reverse cycle systems that meant each room had an individual console and remote control that went back to one of 3 external units. I hope this clarifies one of the ways to identify potential to add value in a property. If you have any questions, you can email me on bernadette@theschoolofrenovating.com.